We've said before that we have sometimes, a lot of times, confusion as to which way is the market going. And we can see in looking at this dialogue that we've had, obviously the high has held. We've bumped up to it, so risk and reward. We said make sure you paid coming into 75, 76, above 74, the good fortune part. This is, a lunch type trade. So we know that we're inside this last swing. And probably for the rest of the day, the most important thing for traders trying to get a leg up on, say, the next power move, it's do we take out the high or do we take out the low or stay in between? Which is why I've advised protect your profits, because we've had a we've had a knife drop down, we've had a rotation up and holds. We said make sure you paid by 68. That's held, and we've had a push, but we still haven't taken out the high. So that, in my opinion, is what the boys need to do to totally mess up the shorts. And this has not been done yet. And I said maybe 50-50 odds to do that. We can see that we're making lower highs and lower lows, right? So that's also a given. And we said this is going to be our resistance, correct? That's what we started the day saying, that's our resistance. Aggressive. So that is still, in my opinion, the resistance zone. And the boys, really to negate the shorts and to try to discourage them, really need to get it up into this neck of the woods. Even if they don't take out that 78, 79, that's what they need to do in some kind of a third drive. 1, 2, like a little bear flag, and then one more time and get it up here just to knock out stops and say, yeah, you're going the wrong way, guys. That hasn't happened yet. And I said that's not a guarantee. It's just something that catches my eye that would be the equivalent idea of what they did earlier on the short side, taking out the low, but immediately reversing. So that's why we're using that zone as our support zone. Paid by 65s. Sure, 68, 65. You want to make sure you're paid in this zone. So I don't have a strong conviction, especially being a Thursday afternoon. Got news coming out tomorrow. They're probably waiting for that. And bottom line, they're fairly neutral. But this is in that range that we talked about pre-market that we thought needed to be resolved. And that was this range right in here. Right? That's what we had said needs to be resolved. So here we are again, back into that neck of the woods trying to get resolved. That's what it looks like, right? Scene of the crime, 75.5. So we said, let's think of this 72, 75.5 area. Key area. Still being resolved. Has not been resolved yet to anyone's satisfaction. Fast down, 2 shots up, failure at the highs, and a little profit-taking swing, but nothing to write home about. So I say it's still pretty neutral. They opened at 71.5, closed 74.5 area. So we're in that range. I don't know. Could be doji day, I suppose. But if you really have to rack your brain too hard to figure out where it's going, what it's doing, especially if you've already had a good day, then sidelines is an appropriate place to be. You don't have to be in the market every minute. So typically right now, the most important swing high we've got to worry about is the one that came in at lunch, and obviously the one at late morning, and range trade in between until it clarifies itself. And in my opinion, the shorts really still are at risk unless they can come back and take out this low, a late lunch low. Because once we hit the low today and undercut low, we've been bouncing ever since. And really, the pullbacks have been fairly tame and gentle and kind of show a little, and it may be, I'm thinking just because of beginning of month bias long side that, you're going to be buying, deeper pullbacks and then, middle type trades in here. Maybe not quite as good odds for buys, but because we're going lower highs, lower lows, but still, one of these will catch and knock somebody's eyeballs out and then come back into more neutral. So if you're looking at a big power move this afternoon, I think you're going to be disappointed because I'm certainly not. And bottom line, just think of it as a range trade and you're going to risk 2 to make 2 if you want to trade at all.